No, one response should be about 15 seconds, guys. So when the examiner asks you, do you work or study, you don't go answering for 3 minutes. One response would be around 15 seconds, okay? And yeah, you don't have to care about how long the whole section lasts because the examiner will take care of that. But yeah, what you need to care about is the length of your one response, okay? And it's going to be 15 seconds here. What about part two? How much time do you have to prepare for the cue card?
1 minute.
Exactly, 1 minute. And how long should you speak?
30 seconds.
Not 30. You need to speak. Any other idea?
Around a minute or maybe
Between 1 and 2 minutes. It's not around a minute. It's between 1 and 2 minutes. So you need to speak up to 2 minutes. Ideal time is somewhere around 1:45, 1:50. Okay, try to aim for that. How about part three? How long should your answer be here?
For prepare or for answer?
You don't have time for preparation in part three, not at all. You just begin answering immediately.
Maybe 3-4 minutes.
Again, one response. Nurbiba, think about it.
One response. 1 minute, maybe.
Actually, less than that. So your answer here should be about 25 to 35 seconds. Okay. So if we're talking about sentences, it should be about 3 to 4 sentences here in part one. Here, yeah, I cannot count the sentences. It should be a monologue for up to 2 minutes. Here, it should be about 5 to 6 sentences, you see? Okay, guys, now let's try to read a sample answer for part one and let's discuss it. Let's see what you like or don't like about it. Janine, can you help us read the answer? You can read the whole thing. Yeah, can you hear me, Janine?
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Examiner will be you and me will be candidate, or
okay, yeah, let's do it that way. Let's talk about your home country. What's the climate like?
it's hot most of the time. Sometimes there is rain.
Thank you. And what are the main industries?
We're making cars and buses, and there are many factories which make plastic things.
I see. And what are the main festivals?
What does festival mean?
It means a special time when communities and families celebrate something.
Oh, okay. Well, our big festival is in summer.
I see. What do you think, guys? Did you like this response? If this was an IELTS exam, how would you grade this response?
Not good.
Not good. But yeah, if that was expressed in numbers, what score would you give?
4.
4. Okay. Rest of you, what do you guys think? Ayajan, Nurbiba?
I actually give 4.
Nurbiba? Couldn't hear you.
Sorry. 4.5.
Okay, and how would you explain your score? Why do you give?
Because she has a good speak she doesn't have accent, maybe.
How would you know whether she has an accent or not from the text? Because yeah, we're evaluating the textual response, right? I mean, I'm not talking about Janine in particular. I'm talking about what we have on the slide.
Sorry.
Ayajan, so you gave a score of 4. Why? Ayajan? Okay, looks like everyone is too busy. Ayajan, come on.
Yeah.
So you gave a score of 4. Why? Come on, Ayajan. Don't make us wait too long. Looks like there might be a network issue. Maybe.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm answering without microphone, actually. Okay. I think that someone who passing us speaking now, that I gave mark score 4 because I cannot see that this person. I cannot think that I think that this person cannot show a good range of language. So it means that his score is not high. And because of her or his short answers.
Okay, that's a good point. Answers are short. Anything else? Janine, anything to add to what Ayajan said?
I think the answer is too short, and it's very simple. And examiner always asking the candidate, but actually he don't have to ask. Yes, like he should ask only once, but not every time. Like want to know more.
Well, I mean, the questions are prepared, so the examiner will ask them anyways. But the problem is indeed in the length of the answers here. They are too short, guys. So, so the problems I have with this answer is that the information is too basic. You know, when the question, look at the question about festivals, right? What are the main festivals? The guy or the lady responds, well, our big festival is in summer. That's too basic, right? And the candidate didn't expand on his answers, right? When asked about the climate in your home country, they just say it's hot. Sometimes there's rain, but that could have been expanded much better. Let's read another sample answer together and see how that compares to the one we've just read. Okay, this time, Ayajan, can you read the first 2 paragraphs, please?
Okay. To be an examiner?
Yeah, I can, no problem. Let's talk about your home country. What is the climate like?
It's generally hot and humid. Also, it rains heavily in October. Although it rains heavily in October. Heavily in October. This has a big influence on our way of life and our industries because work tends to stop in the rainy season.
Good. Thank you. What are the main industries?
The main industry is the production of cars and buses, which are mostly exported. Plastic items, especially toys, are important in exports as well. In fact, we tend to export most of the products that we manufacture.
I see. And what are the main festivals?
Sorry, can you explain what the word festival means?
It means a special time when communities and families celebrate something.
Thanks. Well, our principal festivals are religious because most people in my country follow the same religion. We have a 3-day festival in summer when people exchange gifts. We also have a National Independence Day in January. On both festivals, families celebrate together and the shops close for several days, though we need to plan these events carefully, as you can imagine.
Good. All right, ladies, what do you think about this answer? This part 1 response, how would you grade it?
Here we can see the full answer to the questions.
And when you say full, what do you mean?
how to say, your answer fully covers the mean of examiner's questions.
Okay, good. What else can you say about this? On a scale of 0 to 9, how would you grade it?
7 or maybe
7.
8.
Okay. Nurbiba, how about you?
I think the answers are very very good, and I think maybe 6 or 6.5.
6 or 6.5, and why?
Because answers aren't short, and he or she answer very no.
Very what? You can say in Russian.
Раскрепощенно.
Okay, openly, in an extended way, perhaps. Okay. Janine, how about you? What do you think?
I think I will give 7. 7.5, maybe.
All right. If Janine and Nurbiba were examiners, they would be very harsh because the score I gave to this would be somewhere around 8 and 9. I think it's a very good response for several reasons. One is the vocabulary they use. I know it's okay to have high standards. It's good. Then I will use your standards against you guys. So I will encourage you to study much harder than you actually could have. But nevertheless, look at the vocabulary they use. It's generally hot and humid because work tends to stop. Then when they talk about exports, I'm not saying export is a very advanced word, but its use is very appropriate, right? It's then when they talk about festivals, right, was something, principal festivals are religious. I mean, these are, and people exchange gifts. These are good examples of vocabulary you can use. And the candidate expanded on his answer, right? Look, the answers are very expanded. And they used a thing called a two-step process, which we are going to discuss today, which I'm going to teach you today. A two-step process is the process you would use for all answers in part 1, whenever you're asked a question. So two-step process can be explained in the following way. Let's read this example again. Okay, Nurbiba, can you read this example for us?
Yes, it's generally hot and humid, although it rains heavily in October. This has a big influence on our way of life and our industries because work tends to stop in the rainy season. Here, the candidate describes the climate and then gives a second, more general piece of information about the climate, telling us about its influence.
Exactly. So look, compared to the candidate 1 who would only answer directly. So so for example, the question was about climate, right? So you were asked about the climate. What is the climate like? The candidate didn't just say, oh, it's hot. Look, the candidate here said it's hot most of the time. Just very basic response, right? They also extended, they added another general sentence, which would provide some background information about the answer. So here, it's hot and humid, and it has a big influence on the way we live and on our industries, right? Because work tends to stop in the rainy season. Let's look at the other example, which will also illustrate the two-step process. Ayajan, can you read it for us, please?
Yeah. Two-step process example. The main industry is the production of cars and buses, which are mostly exported. Plastic items, especially toys, are important exports as well. In fact, we tend to export most of the products that we manufacture. Here, the candidate does something similar. He answers the question and then gives a second, more general piece of information, showing that he has thought about the nature of his country's industry.
Exactly. So they don't just say, oh, our main industry is production of cars. They also add something about plastic items, right? And they sum it up by saying that they, in general, in fact, they export most of the products that they manufacture. They are adding some extra information to make their answer more complete. Even in the third response, guys, the candidate is also using this two-step procedure. Janine, can you read us this paragraph?
Which paragraph?
The one on the screen. He does the same thing.
Oh, okay. He does the same thing in the answer to the third question about festivals with the first piece of information. Our principal festivals are religious, supported by a further comment. So we need to plan these events carefully, showing that he understands the situation.
Exactly. So what the candidate did here, let's go back to the answer. Let's go back to the festival response. They were asked about main festivals here, right? And then they said the main festivals are religious. Then they provide an example. They say we have a 3-day festival in summer. And they also give a general information about another festival, right? Important one, National Independence Day. And then they sum it up. They connect those two examples by saying that we need to plan these events carefully, as you can imagine. So these are all good examples of using the two-step process, okay, to expand your answers. What's going to happen now, and let's summarize it again for a two-step process. Nurbibu, can you read us the summary of the two-step process?
Yeah. This is what we call the two-step process for part one. This means that you give an initial piece of information and then a further, more general piece of information showing that you understand the situation or that you have considered the situation. The answers are roughly 3 sentences in length. You don't need to give more than 3 sentences for a part one answer.
Okay, have considered the situation. So as you understood, the answer should be between 3 to 4 sentences. Okay, no need to go more than that. I mean, you save your time for part two. And yeah, exactly. Sentence 1 is the direct answer. Sentence 2 is some general related information. How about we practice what we've just learned? I'll be asking you questions, and yeah, I expect you to give this two-step reply. Okay. Janine, please tell me about your hometown. What do people do in the evenings?
In my hometown, people in the evening going out to walk around river, Koktem, I guess, or going to the park, First President's Park.
They go where? They go in Odd, you said?
No, around the river.
Okay.
Around river bank.
They walk around, right?
They walk around.
Okay. And the second part of the two-step process?
The second part is it's very, I should say in the second part.
Give me some general information. So for example, you said people yeah, usually walk around the river bank, right? So something about the river bank, maybe.
Because in the river bank, you feel very, in the river bank, not so hot. And have a lot of families there. And it's very good to spend time with your family.
Okay, so riverbank is cooler than other areas and is popular among the families, or is a popular place for families. That would be a great example of the general information. Good. Question to Nurbiba. Nurbiba, let's talk about your plans for the future. What kind of career do you want to follow?
In my future, I will be a great journalist, and I will write a lot of articles, and writing popular articles for journalists is most it's a main thing for journalists.
Okay. I mean, the attempt was good, but the form was a bit too basic. You know, maybe you could say that writing articles is the most reputable, perhaps, right? The thing people respect you for, right? It's reputable and respectable thing to do, right? Good. Ayajan, tell me about your family. What do they do?
Actually, my family consists of 6 people. There are my father, there are my parents, my elder brothers, and me. Actually, 5. I even don't know how many people here. So, family is the most important factor of human life.
No. That's I mean, the second part sounds a bit too generic, as if some Magjan teacher gave you a formula, and the second part doesn't sound natural at all. I mean, because do you understand why I'm saying this? Because it sounds so unnatural. Like, imagine if somebody asked you on the street, like, how many people do you have in your family? I have 6 people. Family is the most important thing that you I mean, that sounds so weird, so unnatural. Maybe you can make something up about so I just asked about the jobs they do, right? So I'll give you a quick heads up example. I grew up in a family, so both my mom and my dad are teachers. So our family, so I grew up in a family of education professionals. So this is an example of a natural second sentence, right? Which connects to the first one. But family is the most important thing in lives of everyone. No, I mean, that's too generic. Again, try it again.
Like, you know, my every person in my family are like in different spheres, so I cannot even give an example. So
you can say that. So our family is known for choosing different paths, and I mean, no career tracks intersect in our family. I mean, I'm not asking you to unite them all. You can also point out that every person in your family has chosen a different career, and that could be a great sentence too. You see? Okay, I hope.
Every person in my family have chose different spheres. So
okay. All right, good. Now, again, let's go back to Janine. Janine, tell me about your country's food and dishes.
In my country, mostly we eat meat. In one day, maybe 3 times. I don't know about other families, but in my family we eat like in 3 times in a day. So because before we had how to say, как сказать, раньше у нас разводили много животных.
In ancient times,
yes, in ancient times, Kazakh people were growing a lot of Isabella.
There were breeding sheep, right?
They were breeding sheep. Yep.
Okay, good. Good, decent. Nurbiba, where are you living at present?
I'm living in Nur Sultan, Kazakhstan. It's the capital city of Kazakhstan. And Nur Sultan is very cold, one of the coldest cities in the world. And we in winter, the temperature has minus 30, 35 degrees.
Okay, all right, I like it. And the final one, Ayajan, what do you like to do at weekends?
Especially, I try to spend time with my loved ones.
Okay, don't say especially, you can say most of the time.
Most of the time, I try to spend my trying to spend these weekends. Give me a second. Most of the time, I spend my weekends with my loved ones. Because it's the only time when we meet together.
All right, good. Now let's read some sample answers so that you can see how the candidate from the sample answer decided to expand. Okay, let's start with Janine. Janine, can you read the example?
Which example?
So
Okay.
the one on the screen.
Please tell me about your hometown. Okay. People go to the main square and drink coffee.
Okay, that's a band 5, right? Just a straight answer. And band 9?
Many people socialize in the main square, especially in the coffee shops. You could say that the main square is the most important social meeting place because we don't have a beach or any big nightclubs as some other towns do.
Okay, great. So you see how they expanded their answer, right? So they just said most people socialize in the main square, and they also added some background on the main square. You could say that the main square is the most important social meeting place, just like the riverbank, because we don't have a beach or any big nightclubs as some other towns do. Good. Now let's do the same with Nurbiba. Nurbiba, let's talk about your plans for the future. What kind of career do you want to follow? I guess that was Nurbiba's question.
I want to be a food scientist, maybe for a big company. Then I plan to be a good scientist, which would mean finishing my degree and joining a large retail company. That's a challenge, but I think that my personal skills are well suited to that type of environment.
Okay, good. So a fact and then some thoughts, some opinion on that fact, right? So Ayajan, tell me about your family. What do they do?
Band 5 or 6. My parents are teachers. I have a sister. She is a student. Band 9. My parents are both teachers. They teach engineering and biology. I think they have been a big influence on my sister and me because my sister is studying technology and I'm applying to Australian universities
to study genetics. Okay, just 1 second, guys. I'll be.
What happens?
All right, so the point is clear here, right, Ayajan? So my parents are both teachers, and she didn't have to unite or them all or provide some trends for the family. They just shared some general information. It could also be about the influence, right? What influence did the career choices of your parents have on you, right? It had a big influence on my sister and me because my sister is studying technology and I'm applying to study genetics. Okay, now another example from Janine. Tell me about your country's food and dishes.
Okay. We tend to, first, band 5. Our favorite food is meat. Our national dish is a lamb dish, like curry. Band 9. We tend to eat a lot of meat, although these days people are trying to eat less meat for health reasons. We have a national dish which is similar to lamb curry, but made in a unique way. Not many people know the recipe, so eating it is always exciting for us.
The recipe.
The recipe, the recipe. So eating it is always exciting for us.
Okay, excellent. Again, some general information here. Okay, Nurbiba, where are you living at present?
I'm living with 2 other students in an apartment. Band 9. At the moment, I'm renting an apartment with 2 other students because we want to be close to the campus, and property in that area is actually quite expensive. I'm pleased with the location because it's very convenient and it's quite at night.
All right, you see, so general information. I mean, I don't think I have to repeat. You see it clearly. And the final one for Ayajan, what do you like to do at weekends?
Band 5, I play tennis a lot. I go to a club near my house. Band 9, my main activity these days is playing tennis as I belong to a club near my house. There are lots of social activities as well as the tennis itself. To be honest, I enjoy the social side as much as the sport, so I really look forward to weekends.
Okay, so in your answer, Ayajan, you could have also said about your feelings, right? So how well do you enjoy spending time with your family? But yeah, the example you used was good too. The fact that you only get to spend time during the weekends. Nice. So any questions about the two-step process, guys? Was everything clear?
I have one question.
Yep.
Teacher, can we lie about if we don't remember, maybe?
So the thing with Ielts is that Ielts is not an examination that tests truth or tests knowledge. It doesn't test facts. So therefore, you can totally make up your answers. No one is going to or is able to check that. So as long as you can build beautiful sentences and express yourself in English well, and that would sound grammatically correct and you would use good words, that's totally fine. So the answer is yes, you can make up your answers. But again, I mean, try not to, but you can do that if you have to.
Okay.
See? So for example, if you have a cue card about the recent trip you made and you can't memorize, I mean, you can't recall the recent trip, you can just tell about a trip that your friend has recently made, right? And just say it was you. As long as you can tell that in detail and up to 2 minutes, that's totally fine. Nobody cares. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, good. Wonderful. Now, moving on. Let's talk about another topic, which is of huge personal importance to me, time. As we grow older, we start appreciating our time more and more, right? Because for different reasons, because we're getting busier, we have to earn money and we have our jobs. For example, Janine was just coming back from her job. Nurbiba, were you coming back from work too?
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand how precious time is. So how much free time do you guys have?
I don't have a, but I have a aim, and on September or on August I will pass an Ielts exam. I will practice my English and study.
But so you don't have free time at all? You only have the IELTS preparation, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That sounds, yeah, terrifying to be honest. But nevertheless, it is your own goal, and that's totally worth spending your time on. What about others, Janine and Ayajan?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
Janine,
First,
please.
Ayajan. No. Please, Ayajan.
Okay. I don't want to say that I have not a free time, so
That I
and
don't have.
something I don't have a free time and something like that. I have a free time, but to be honest, at work I lose a lot of energy. So another part of the day or another like hours, it takes me to how to say, to relax and собрать энергию обратно.
To collect my energy, to recollect my energy.
Yeah, to recollect my energy. So, but actually, as Nurbibi said, I have an aim, or like
You have a goal. You have a goal.
yeah, I have goals, but like time flies so fast, so I cannot even успеть be on time.
I cannot make it in time.
Yeah, make it on time. So yeah, не успеваю жить.
Okay, I think you're rushing. Yeah, and yourself. I mean, it is okay. You are in school. You're in high school, Ayajan, aren't you?
No.
Are you? Oh no, you're not in high school. I mean, I confused you actually. You are finishing your university, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But again, you have so much time. You have so much time still, just like in high school, believe me. And Janine, how important is time to you?
Actually now I'm learning to live my life. I mean, before I was living like I didn't have any plans for my life. I was waiting like maybe I find someone and then we can make plan together. But after I understand that I cannot always зависеть, я забыла слово.
Depend on.
Yes, I cannot always depend on someone. So that's why I make my plan that I want to have a new job in the new good company. That's why I aim myself to learn English first, then make my CV and find a good job. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
If you had more free time, guys, what would you do?
I want to learn dance. Actually, now I also have a dance lessons, but I will learn more.
Okay. So you would, spend more time doing dancing.
And I want to learn swim. I still cannot swim.
So swimming. Okay.
So, yes.
All right. What about others? If you had more free time, what would you do?
Actually, I want go swimming too, because I want go abroad for отпуск, я забыла.
For vacation.
And for this I will can swim.
So that I can swim there. Okay. And yeah, Ayajan?
Yeah, everything depends on money and time. If I have enough time and enough money, I want to try everything in life and I want to experience new emotions and feelings. So
Okay. Time is money. Question to everybody. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I can agree.
And why so?
Do you know why the businessmen, when they sit on the flight, they buy the business class? It's because of their, when they buy business class, they don't need to stay in a big очередь.
Line?
In the big line, yes, and it's very quick. They are buying comfort and they are buying their time. Because when we are staying in line, they can make a lot of things, like they can chat with someone like very important. Or yes, that's all.
All right.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I totally agree with this statement because I don't remember from which, but I read from one blog that, for example, you are going to buy, for example, a soap. Yeah, you are looking for a cheaper one, so you like you spend for this process, yeah, for searching for looking for the soap a whole hour, and you find and in the end you find the soap for example 300 tenge, yeah. It means that your but you can like buy this soap for 500 tenge and don't spend so much time. It means that your time your hour costs 500 tenge. Can you understand?
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah. And the second, I'm sorry.
But I think the difference is 200 tenge, right? So you found the soap for 300 and you saved 200, which is the price of your time.
Yeah. For example, we like at work we like earn money. So for example, but employees like pay for hours for spending our like how to say for our hours spending at work. For example, teachers can earn, for example, for one lesson maybe 5,000 tenge. I don't know. It means that they are hour is cost like that.
Okay, so they exchange their time for money, right?
Yeah.
And can we buy time, Nurbiba? Can we do that?
Yeah. Your time is the main thing in your life, I think, and if you don't have a good time management, you lost a lot of things like experiences or hobbies and etc.
So yeah, there is a saying that you can buy a car, you can buy a house, but you cannot buy time. And do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
And why? Why do you?
Because if everyone can buy time, so I mean that time is very pressure for us.
Precious.
Yes, precious, and we sometimes we're spending it for not important things.
Yeah, for unimportant things.
For unimportant things, and for example, I have example. You can go by bus or you can go by taxi. Yes, by bus, the road will take. By bus, road will take around 1 hour. If you sit by taxi, it will take only around 20 minutes. So, I guess you can see the
difference.
The difference that 40 minutes you're just giving for nothing, just for the road, just sitting in the bus, and you cannot doing anything. I mean, just sitting there, and that's all.
Okay. Speaking on that topic, by the way, how do you feel about time that is wasted? Everybody, how do you feel about the time that is wasted?
Which time wasted? Our time wasted?
Yeah. When you feel your time is wasted, how do you feel about it?
Very angry. But have some situations where I cannot do anything, even with my money, you know. Something what I cannot control.
All right. Nurbiba, how do you feel when your time is wasted?
I keep calm and
you stay calm. You stay calm.
Stay calm, and we should understand that procrastination, it's normal thing, and if you want doing anything, do anything and just relax. You don't have always be very productive. And it's normal to be lazy, and if you want waste your time.
That's another reaction from Janine and Ayajan. How do you feel on this spectrum of emotions?
I feel a little bit stressed. I overthink about things that I could do at this very moment, but not everything is on my hand, so I try to keep calm.
Okay. All righty, guys. So now let's do a quick vocabulary exercise. Let's learn some phrases which you can use when speaking about time. So I'm going to share my screen in a second. Just hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, looks like I just need to copy this link, paste it to my browser. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Do you see my screen, guys? Expressions with time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, wonderful. So let's check whether you know the phrases here. Now I'll select the phrase. You tell me the Russian translation. Okay, by the time.
Это время.
Вовремя.
Nope. So by the time we got home, they already left. But by the time we returned, they already left. К тому времени как? К тому времени как? Spend time?
Тратить время. Попусту.
All right. In time?
Вовремя.
Okay. On time?
On time это вовремя.
Вовремя, да.
Okay. What's the difference between in time and on time?
То есть on time вовремя, in time во время.
No. But that was a nice try. That was a nice try, but no. Okay. So the difference between on time and in time is that you use on time when you have the specific time, like 9 a.m. or 10 p.m. Like you should be there on time when we agreed according to the schedule. But in time is just the right time. So for example, oh, you came just in time. We were about to leave. So this one is talking about a moment. It's not talking about a particular time in the schedule. It's talking about the moment. You came just in time, or you helped me, or I asked you a question just in time because Yeah, I was about to go and check that. Lose track of time.
Потерять счет времени.
Exactly. Time consuming.
Время использования.
Say that again.
Время использования.
Not quite. Ayajan, Janine, how would you translate this? Time consuming.
Планирование времени, time management.
Nope. Magjan gave us a very time consuming assignment.
Времяпровождение.
Nope. We had a very time consuming homework. Time consuming.
Полезно провели время.
Consume это же
Okay.
потреблять.
Exactly. And time consuming is время затратный, which requires a lot of time to complete. At times.
Во время.
Nope. At times he's angry. I mean, or at times. Sometimes, yeah. At times, sometimes, иногда, right? Take your time.
Возьми свое время, типа как это нужно время, потребует какое-то времени.
So, for example, let's say you are writing your essay, and you'll be like, Magjan, how much time do we have? And I'm like, take your time. It's okay. Don't worry. Take your time.
Сколько тебе нужно потратить?
Yeah, it means don't rush. Okay, just have your time. Take your time. Use as much time as you need. On time, we've just talked about that. Took so long.
Долго.
Потребовалось много времени.
Right. What took you so long, right? When our friend is late, when our friend is for 15 minutes late, we'll be like, what took you so long? The right time?
Правильное время.
Точное время, правильное время.
Yeah. It could be вовремя, but it could also be the right time. Like, what's the time? What's the right time now, right? And save time.
Сэкономить время.
Exactly. Сэкономить время. And from time to time.
Иногда, от случая к случаю.
Right. Good. Now let's do this exercise together. Let's begin with Nurbiba.
I'm not in regular contact with him. I just sent him in a mail. Так.
At times?
You can say at times, but yeah, when we are talking about some actions, you would say at times when you describe something, a quality. With actions, I just sent something.
In time?
Nope.
From time to time?
From time to time, right? Okay. Ayajan, second one.
Excuse me, do you have... I have a job interview at 9 o'clock and I really want to get there. The second one is on time.
Very good. On time. And?
Do you have the right time?
Exactly. Do you have the right time? Now, next one, Janine.
Okay. I prefer to shop online to avoid the crowds and save time.
Exactly. Save time. Next one, Nurbiba.
He can get a bit that temperate. Time consuming?
Nope. No, look, you're talking about a person, right? He can get a bit bad-tempered. What does bad-tempered mean?
Lose track of time.
То есть он очень быстро вспыльчивый такой?
Yep.
At
When?
times?
At times, right? Sometimes. Sometimes he's angry. Yeah, okay. Good. Number 5.
By the time we get home, this pizza will be cold.
Very good. By the time we get home, this pizza would be cold. Janine?
Okay, I arrived just to watch a spectacular. I arrived just on time.
But we already have on time, and we use on time with a specific time, right?
Okay. So, okay. In time.
Good. Just in time to watch a spectacular sunset. Number 7, Rabiba.
I ordered a book for my sister's birthday, but it not going to get delivered at the message. But можно это сказать примеры?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Spend time?
Took so long. Took so long.
Yeah, look at the grammar, Rabiba. You cannot say it spent time, right? It's
yeah.
But
took so long.
Took so long.
Yeah,
Took so long, right, to get delivered that it missed her birthday. This one should give you the hint. Number 8, Ayajan.
Every time I go to the library, once I stayed there. Okay.
Once I
lose track of time.
Exactly. I lose track of time. I lose track of time. Very good. Next one, Janine.
Going to university is now very expensive, and looking for the right course can be very in time consuming.
Nope. Time consuming, right? Looking for the course can be very time consuming. Next one, Rabiba.
If you get up very early, you can save time.
No, first of all, we already have save time, but yeah, second of all, look at the box. Read the full sentence first. Just
getting rid of me time. Save time.
We already have save time.
Take your time.
How about take your time, right?
Take time, yes.
You can take your time getting ready if you get up very early, which means you have some time, right, to spare. And last one, Ayajan.
After school, I would spend time with my family rather than hanging out with friends.
Very good. Let's check it out. Okay, looks like everything is correct. Wonderful. Try to memorize these phrases. I'll also include the link so that you can rehearse it later. Now, in the remaining few minutes of our session today, let's quickly rehearse the criteria based on which your speech is evaluated on IELTS exam. So what criteria do examiners use to evaluate our speech?
Grammar, fluency, pronunciation.
Okay, so there is grammatical range and accuracy. There is fluency and coherence. There is pronunciation. What's the last one? There are 4 of them. Last one? Last one is lexical resource.
Vocabulary.
Yeah, which is vocabulary, right? So again, fluency and coherence. How do you understand fluency and coherence? What is that criterion about?
like speaking without repeating phrases.
What we should go very good, like how we can be very fluent.
So how would you describe a fluent person? What that person is, what that person's speech is like?
Вот так вот.
Okay, yeah, without having
stopping,
those pauses, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
without pauses. Fluent speech is typically fast, right? And by fast, I'm not mean, I don't mean like too fast, right? But fast enough. I mean, it's definitely not slow. Good. It doesn't have many repetitions, right? Just like Janine pointed out, or pauses, like Nurbibe and Ayajan mentioned. Good. What about coherence? How do you understand coherence?
I don't know.
Just the person speaks like without losing concentration, and his or her sentence are connected with each other. His or her thoughts are like logically connected. And so
Exactly. Very good. They're logically linked, right? And also they use a variety of cohesive devices, right? Known as linking words. So to make their speech clear and make it structured. Very good. Speaking of the lexical resource, what is that one about?
showing all of your knowledge about in terms of vocabulary.
Right, using a variety of words, right? Using advanced vocabulary with flexibility and precision. By precision, they mean using it appropriately, right? You may know many advanced words, but if you use them inappropriately, that would, instead of raising your score, it can lower your score, right? Therefore, when you learn new words, you also have to make sure that you understand when and how to use them. How many of you have started using Quizlet flashcards that we have on the platform?
I started.
Okay, good, good. So have you seen the sentence examples for each word?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's there is a specific reason we use examples in a sentence, because we want you to understand how you would use them in speech, right? And in a written sentence too. So to train your precision. And idioms are evaluated in this criteria too, so your ability to use different idioms. In future, in later weeks, we will include some idioms for you to learn too. And speaking of the grammatical reach and accuracy, what do you know about that?
Using right tenses.
Say that again.
Using right tenses of time.
Okay, being able to build correct sentences, error-free sentences, right? But let me ask you a question. To get a high score of 8 to 9, are you allowed to make mistakes?
Yeah.
Of course, no.
Okay,
No.
we have a difference in opinions. Why yes and why no?
I think if you have a mistake, maybe grammatically mistake, it's not bad, and I don't know.
All right.
Anyone is ideal.
Janine, what do you think? You have a strong opinion on this?
Because I think if you want to take the person who's taking score 9 or 5.8 4.5, they don't have a grammatical
Mistakes.
Thank you. Grammatical mistakes.
Okay, so the truth is, in fact, you are allowed to make some errors. It is okay, as long as it doesn't impede your speech, as long as it doesn't obstruct the understanding. So as long as the examiner can easily understand you, making some small errors is fine. I mean, of course, if you confuse present simple and present perfect, or if you mess up the tenses or anything else completely, yeah, obviously that would be a problem. But if you make a small slip, right, you missed an S or you put the wrong article, but it didn't change the meaning of your speech, you know, and it doesn't happen too often, it is okay, it is fine. Because in natural speech, just like Nurbiba pointed out, we make mistakes too, and it's fine, right? So therefore, what this should tell you, and the way this should inform you, is that you shouldn't worry too much about making a mistake. Of course, during our course, I'll be correcting you. I'll be suggesting you ways to improve your grammar, to sound more proficient, but you shouldn't be too conscious of your speech, and you shouldn't over concentrate on the errors you make. All right, what you should really concentrate on is trying to deliver the meaning, the idea you are trying to communicate. And the final one, pronunciation. Let me ask you something. Do you need to copy an American or British accent to get 8 or 9?
No.
Why not?
Because if you know, Indian people have a lot of accent. And I see the examiner was Indian people with Indian accent, and it's normal.
Okay, that's a very good example, Nurbiba. Janine, what do you think?
I think it's not so much important. I guess because we are not the American or British people, why we should have their accent?
Okay, excellent point. Ayajan, anything to add?
Yeah, I totally agree with girls because, accent, everybody has an accent. So you just need to pronounce clearly. So no matter what nation you are.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pleased to know that you all have very mature opinion on this, because I know there are so many people out there in Kazakhstan, and not only in Kazakhstan, in China too, who are obsessed with having an American or British accent. I mean, they really want their child or want themselves to have that particular kind of accent. And that shouldn't be your goal. Your goal should be to pronounce the words correctly, and that is slightly different. So for example, when we talk about the word consider, the correct pronunciation is consider, right? Not consider. Or same thing with other words. And that is pronunciation, right? Pronouncing the vowels, the sounds correctly. And accent is not among the Ielts criteria. The only thing the only place where accent is mentioned is here for band 8 descriptor. It says language 1 accent has minimal effect on intelligibility, which means that you are allowed to have an accent, but it shouldn't interfere with your speech, right? It shouldn't make it difficult for the examiner to understand you. And if that's not happening, having an accent is totally fine. All righty, ladies, it was a very productive session for all of us. Today, we have discussed the strategy for part 1 answer. We have practiced giving a 2-step answer. I hope you will memorize this for a long time and you will use it in your future responses. We have also covered some vocabulary for time, which I hope you will include in your vocabulary set too. If you have any questions about part 1 or about our session, you can address them in the general chat of Discord. And for now, thanks a lot for joining in. Enjoy your evening, guys.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.